Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this week's exercise of the week, where I'm here in Ka'ava at home base, so to speak, and it's blazing hot and humid. Sorry for those of you who live elsewhere where it's starting to get a little cold. Wish I could give some of this to you because it's a little bit muggy here today. But anyway, I wanted to, for this week's exercise of the week, go back and kind of refresh your memory and talk again about a previous version of the exercise of the week that we've gone through on a video, and that is the burpee. And that's going to have a lot to do with a challenge that I want to extend to you that I hope you will accept, that we're going to do all of next week starting Monday, which is, what is this? I don't even know what date it is today, but this coming Monday, the week of Halloween, and it's centered around Halloween. So first of all, talking about the burpee. Again, like we've talked about before, if you missed it, the burpee has nothing to do with the body function of burping, but is named after a guy who came up with a really awesome physical fitness test that kind of tests all forms of all parts of the body, and tests your strength, your flexibility, your endurance, and just a really awesome exercise that kind of grew out of the development of it as a fitness assessment test. So today it's really popular. There's all kinds of forms of it. We've done several different variations of the burpee and exercise of the week editions, and it's an exercise that as hard as it is and as much as it kind of strikes fear in a lot of people, I really believe that it's something that everybody should at least try to implement into their exercise program because it is so effective. It's hard, but on the flip side of that, you can use that as a positive for yourself and leverage your way into getting results quicker by doing exercises that get more work done in a short amount of time. So that's kind of what the burpee is. So you're watching it here on the screen, the previous edition of the exercise of the week of me performing a burpee. And what I want to do now is introduce the challenge that we're going to do this coming week. And I decided to call it the Sweet Burpee Challenge. And so it's Halloween, which means a lot of things. You know, holidays are coming. People love Halloween. It's one of the favorite holidays of many people that I know. And to a lot of people, especially kids, it means candy. And if you're like me, who has a really big sweet tooth, you know, that's part of Halloween. Dentists probably both hate it and love it, but it is what it is. And we're gonna try something that has to do with burpees and our avoidance, or maybe not, of candy during this week. So what I want to do is kind of introduce this challenge and have it begin on Monday, so a few days before Halloween, which is next week Thursday, and then have it last through the end of the week through Sunday, a few days after. And the rationale for that is, you know, Halloween candy is probably already circulating. You've seen it in Walmart for months, most likely, and it will probably linger around your homes, if not, especially if you have kids or at work or whatever, if not for you know, a while, at least for a few days. So the challenge that we're going to do is going to last that long. And so here's the challenge. For every piece of candy, and we'll just extend it to sweets in general since, you know, we're doing this, but for every piece of candy, Halloween candy or otherwise, that you decide you want to have during this week, you owe yourself 10 burpees, okay? 10 burpees. So it could be, we're not going to really split hairs on the size of it, the portion amount, you know, that sort of thing. But let's just say every grab that you make of a piece of candy or a dessert of any kind, you owe 10 burpees for. And as I started thinking about putting together this challenge, which we're going to do just for fun, by the way, there's no prizes or anything, just kind of a neat little social experiment and activity to do. But as I started thinking about this, I thought, okay, well, a contest naturally involves some sort of reporting of results, and at the end of this contest, you know, it may be cool to say, hey, I did 500 burpees last week. But then on the other hand, that also means that you ate at least 50 pieces of candy, which is, you know, a pretty decent amount of candy. So what I decided was, that's okay. The purpose of this is to kind of, again, like we've done with previous nutrition challenges and will do in the future, such as our Eat and Tell, the purpose is to be aware and give yourself awareness of your eating habits. A lot of times with snacks and candy especially, we tend to reach and grab and consume without even thinking about it. And when the holidays are involved and lots of things are going on, I think that effect gets magnified and occurs much more frequently than it would normally do. So That's one effect, or one purpose of this, is to increase some awareness of our snacking habits, especially on sweets, and just to have some transparency and honesty with ourselves and make ourselves accountable to other people by doing it in kind of a public way with this contest that we're going to have. So that's the goal this week. So I would suggest, I think what I'm going to do is just kind of keep a running tally, maybe take a note card with me throughout the day, and if candy happens to go into the mouth, make a little check on my note card, and then maybe the following day do the appropriate number of burpees for those pieces of candy that I ate. Okay? So, sweet burpee challenge. Don't be afraid. We're all going to do this. You're going to see that me, the trainer, heading this one up, I may end up doing the most number of burpees. I'm not kidding. I like candy. What can I say? But I also like to work out. And that's another purpose of this that I kind of want to close on, is that I really believe that food and life is to be enjoyed within restraints, you know, and not to let yourself get too out of control with habits, and have some self-discipline. But I train the way I do so that I can enjoy more of the food I like. And this is, you know, candy is not a food group. I'm not going to go that far, but it is something that, you know, if it's around, I enjoy it. Again, I know how strange this sounds coming from a trainer, but again, it is what it is. So that's another one of the points of this exercise, is just to kind of have an equal balance. You know, enjoy things that come with the holidays, but also realize, you know, I'm going to do something to counteract that. And that's going to kind of lead into a transformation contest that we're going to have to finish out the year, which I'll tell you more about in a future newsletter edition. You'll hear plenty about that following week. But anyways, I'll stop talking. Sweet burpee challenge. If you can't do a full burpee like you saw in the video, there are modifications that I'm totally fine with you doing. For example, instead of going all the way to the ground to do the push-up, you know, a lot of people have bad knees or hips that are tight that won't allow them to perform that movement in that plane of direction and level to the ground. What you can do is use a table, a chair, something that kind of shrinks or increases, whichever way you want to look at it, the angle and the nature of the exercise. Okay, so there's the push-up though, and there's the jump still involved with whatever angle you choose to perform your burpees on. Alright guys, so if you have any questions, ask on the video comment section here. If you're a newsletter subscriber and you're watching this, email me directly. If you're not a newsletter subscriber, go ahead and subscribe, or you can also leave comments or questions on the Facebook page. Alright guys, so that's the exercise of the week, the Sweet Burpee Challenge, and I'm excited to hear how you all did. Have a good week and happy Halloween. Aloha.